Welcome to 2 Minutes of Gaming, where we talk about the top video game topics for 2 minutes at a time. I'm your host, Keenan, and today I'm joined by...
Justin, how you doing, folks?
Good. We got a crazy show today. We had so many topics that I literally had to keep editing and cutting our form, I guess. And we got the top 6 topics this month. So we're going to start out with the positivity, because as you guys can see, we have a big rant coming up in the second topic, which you can see Gamestop on the screen now. But we're going to start out with 2 games that we both love, but we're going to pit them against each other. Justin, as you know, recently Resident Evil 3 demo just dropped. And about 2 weeks before that, Final Fantasy VII's demo, the remake demo, just dropped. So, Justin, which demo did you enjoy more? And also, which of these games are you most excited for now? 2 minutes on the clock. What do you think?
I think everybody already knows the answer to that, especially our frequent viewers. They already know it's Final Fantasy VII. It's my favorite game of all time. So obviously, I thought Final Fantasy VII had the better demo. I think Resident Evil 3 did a great job showcasing the atmosphere and how the viral outbreak is taking over Raccoon City. A little too short for my taste compared to the nice half-an-hour demo that we got. But I think they did that because the game is literally, 2 weeks away from now? So, no need to show that much. I feel Nemesis is going to be an annoying threat. But I think he's going to really be way better than he was in the original. Final Fantasy VII, I loved it. It's everything I thought it was going to be. I love how they did more of an action base this time around, and also gave those old school people a little bit more of the turn base if they go to like the classic mode, which kind of didn't really feel like a classic mode, but I thought it did really good. And the boss battle is actually harder too, so I'm really excited for it.
That boss battle was really a lot harder than I thought, and it made me want to try the classic mode. But the thing is, the classic mode is just the easier mode. It's not really a classic mode. That's what killed me. But the answer, I agree with you, Justin. I really feel like it is Final Fantasy VII. Resident Evil 3, honestly, it was cool. It was exciting, but it was really short demo, and the gameplay felt a little bit more arcadey than Part 2. I still feel like when it's the smoke cleared, I think Part 2 remake will still be the better remake of the 2. 3 just felt very frantic. The zombies took more shots, whereas Final Fantasy VII remake just felt like a whole new experience. It was just amazing. So the answer for me is going to be Final Fantasy VII. But hey, I'm getting both, and I'll be playing both until the end.
So. Exactly.
All right, next topic. So originally, we were going to come on this show and talk about Gamestop in a positive manner. Justin, the big news about a month ago, 3 weeks ago, was that they had the president of Nintendo of America, Reggie Fils-Aimé, who he quit Nintendo, and now he's at GameStop. That was a huge acquisition. So my plan with Justin was to come to the show and give them props for that hire. They also hired 2 other people on the board as well, which were, I think one guy was from Walmart and another guy was from another big box brand, which was exciting news. But in GameStop fashion, they ruined it. The latest reports, and Justin, you can dive in a little bit deeper. As everyone knows, we've been quarantined and self-quarantined thanks to coronavirus. Only essential businesses are open. GameStop, let's put essentials in quotes, I guess. GameStop feels that they are an essential business, so they sent a memo out to their managers and staff telling them to pretty much ignore what the government and the police say to close. And so pretty much they told their employees to stick up for the company to the government and the police. Justin, there's a lot more to this story. 2 minutes. What's your thoughts on this?
First, I'm going overtime on this one, but this is just...
That's my line. Go ahead.
All right. This is just... First of all, it's disgusting. They claim the reason why they are essential is because they sell products that children and parents will need for remote learning, such as mouses, keyboards, headsets. These are essential for remote learning. This is just, first of all, disgusting. GameStop has been on a decline since 2010. And GameSpot, the reason why they've been dying is just the same reason why Blockbuster died out. They didn't adapt to the streaming. They didn't adapt digitally. And first of all, you're putting I feel so sorry for all these employees. Yeah. They are at risk. Regional managers, regular managers. You can't, I'm not going to say boycott or ban GameStop or hope GameStop goes under fire, because that's going to be those people out of a job who need a source of income. My suggestion to those people, though, is you better start looking, because that company is like the Titanic right now. It's sinking. And the fact that I heard the conference call that you guys can find on YouTube, just type in GameStop conference call, and listening to these executives telling these people that, hey, well, we're trying to figure out if you guys are going to get paid. We don't have an answer for you guys right now if your store closes, but if one of you guys get the coronavirus, we'll send a team in there, we'll sanitize the place, we'll close it down for 2 weeks, and you guys can go back to work. It's like, what? It's just the lack of empathy that happens. I really hope this company gets its upcomings, because karma is going to be a you-know-what.
Yeah, this company is such a joke. And Justin, I'm going to disagree with you. I think we need to boycott GameStop. I've been to I think I went to GameStop one time in the last couple years, besides when I was trying to find that Christmas present, which we talked about. But besides that, I mean, one time for myself, and it was because I wanted to get the NES Mini, and it was out of stock, and it came back, etc. And GameStop had it on sale. So, but honestly, Justin, when I get the PS5 or the new Xbox, dude, I'm going to Best Buy, I'm going to Target, I'm going anywhere else but this place, because, Justin, I get it that these people the people at the bottom are going to lose a job. But guess what, Justin? That job ain't paying much, and they can get that job anywhere.
Yeah, you're right.
Else. So that company is trash. They need to close. For those people who don't really get it, A, they're putting their employees at risk. B, they're not essential at all, because honestly, Justin, if we wanted to download a game, we can just download it digitally. 3, you mentioned the keyboards and stuff like that. Again, this is why we have Best Buy. Even Best Buy, Justin, has limited hours, okay? And they have limited staff as well. GameStop only cares about the money, and you can hear about that in that conference call as well. But Justin, what really pisses me off about this is that the regionals and the big bosses are not coming into the stores. They're staying home, quarantining. Yeah, self-quarantining, while they make the lower staff come in. This company, forget the Reggie Dieselman hire. Again, like I said last time, this company is run by monkeys. These people do not get it. You have major stores like Nike, Nike Towns, right? We know the Best Buys, etc. Big brands are closing and limiting hours. Why do you think you're special? These people piss me off so much, Justin, because A, they bought software, etc. They bought EB Games. They bought all these big companies that were also video game distributors, and now they just made it one ignorant, evil corporation. I'm done. Next topic. On a positive note, we have a lot of new video game adaptation news, for lack of a better term. HBO recently announced a Last of Us series. We also have Monster Hunter movies, as well as the Uncharted movie coming out. So, Justin, out of the 3 of these, what's your thoughts? What are you most excited about? Do you think any of them is going to be trash?
I need a drink.
Is that alcohol or?
I just need a drink. Because everybody knows how I am with movies and stories and adaptations. Okay, first of all, The Last of Us with Uncharted with Tom Holland, that could work. I think he's a good actor. I think he could pull off Nathan Drake, a young Nathan Drake. I still think it should be more older Nathan Drake, but I get it. He needs a vehicle more than Spider-Man. Why not Uncharted, right? Monster Hunter, I have no faith in because it's directed by the same guy who did Resident Evil.
Yeah.
And he once again cast his wife in it. I have no faith in that. I mean, they did get Tony Jaa, so it could work. And as far as The Last of Us, certain things should just be video games. I know HBO will knock it out the park, but no, not excited for none of these things.
Oh, Justin, I'm going to part ways with you again on this one. I agree. I think Monster Hunter is going to be trash. I mean, it could be cool, but I don't know. It may be a rental at best. But I'm actually really excited for the HBO's Last of Us. And the reason why is because they could go one for one and tell the same story, right? Or they can kind of tell like a little side story and talk more about some of the things that we might have just heard about, right? Like, wasn't it Joel's brother had like a whole new crew and stuff? Yeah. So they could kind of talk about that. But also, honestly, Walking Dead is done, and we need some more zombies on TV. Walking Dead is still around. They have 3 versions of it. Nobody cares anymore. But the zombie genre, honestly, Justin, I think far as TV series is lacking. We could always use more. So for me, HBO, you know it's going to have sex, murder, guns, all that good stuff. There's no filter. So, dude, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it, man.
Most likely it'll be on HBO Max, the streaming service.
That's the point.
So.
I'm going to have to get it then. We'll see. Some more Corona news. GDC was postponed. Should have been this week, Justin. I should have been there, actually, GDC this week. But it was postponed to August. They emailed me recently and announced that it's going to be a mini GDC in August. And also E3 was completely canceled. What's your thoughts on these 2 conferences postponing and canceling?
First of all, kudos to them. And to everybody, a lot of, even on my end, Tribeca Film Festival was postponed. Everything's been canceled and everything else. So kudos to everybody who actually took initiatives, unlike GameStop, to actually cancel and think of the safety of well-being of others. The fact that GDC is going to have a mini GDC summer, because even I got the email for it. It's like, hey, if you want to apply for press pass and things like that, I might consider doing that. I think it's pretty good. And I think it also gives developers more time to get their stuff ready, and it gives them more time. I like the fact that that is actually happening, that they're still gonna go forward with that. As far as E3 goes, play me a violin. I don't really care. E3 hasn't been the same since X-Play for me. Yeah, exactly. It hasn't been the same since X-Play was doing. G4 was doing the coverage for it. And the fact that they were just going to get more celebrities, and everybody was been pulling out anyway. There was no Sony. I don't think Nintendo was going to go there. There wasn't really anything exciting for it except for celebrities being there. So, whatever. Yeah,
I mean, GDC, I'm actually excited about because they gave me a free ticket for the summer event, which was pretty cool.
Good.
And I get next year's is already paid for, which is pretty cool. But I think the blessing is going to come out of E3. I think that we're going to have so much digital content. And Justin, could you imagine that we already digitally streamed the conferences, but could you imagine that all of these games demos are just going to hit the marketplace? That'd be really cool. Yeah. If they just have like, if you go to PlayStation Store and you see like an E3 section and there's like 20 new demos. Dude, that's how E3 should be now, because the reason why I'm not going, Justin, is I'm not trying to wait online for an hour. So, continuing with the coronavirus quarantine craze, I guess. A lot of people, Justin, are stuck in their house. You and I, unfortunately, are still working, so we don't have as much time as others. But for those out there who are stuck at home bored, do you have 5 games that you can recommend that they play while under quarantine?
Yep. I have my 5 games here, folks. I decided to do something different, just do it by genre, one for almost each genre I could think of. So first one, this is a must-play for you PS4 owners, Spider-Man. If you have not played it, get it. Now's the time. Yeah. Yes. For you sports fans, NBA 2K20, now's the time to finish your season or your My Player mode. You might as well get it done. There's no NBA season. get your fix there. Horror-wise, I recommend Resident Evil 7. I think it's still a good game. It's a great story. I would definitely highly recommend it. RPG-wise, of course, Persona 5. Get prepared for the new Persona that's going to be coming out. And for my old school 16-bit heads, Sonic Mania. It's a great, great game. It brought Sonic back to his former glory. Then Sonic Heroes kind of ruined it. But I would definitely say those are my top 5.
I like it. Actually, we have some overlap there. We also, I got Persona 5 running as well. I just feel like that's a 100-hour game. You would be immersed in that world. You won't even want to go outside because you're going to want to go on dates and go to the movies in that game because it's so cool. NBA 2K, that's an endless game, Justin. I mean, you could play your whole season mode. You could play My Player. You could play online. It just never ends.
GM mode as well. Forgot.
Yeah. Metal Gear 5. Now, you know I love Metal Gear. That is also another 70, but if you do the side quest, probably a 100-hour game as well. Justin, you know I've been loving Animal Crossing. So Animal Crossing is a game that, dude, you're just going to, that's your social life, Animal Crossing right there. If you don't know about Animal Crossing, Google it. And in my 5th game, I'm going to go with Zelda. Justin, it's just hard to articulate how good and long that game is. I mean, I'll say this real quick before we move on. I was on an airplane when I flew to New York, and, you know, flying back was about a 6-hour flight. I played that game for 5.5 hours. And my fiance said, "Wow, you really like that game. You've been playing it all flight." And dude, I really didn't even do much. I literally like beat one boss and upgraded my health a little bit in 5 hours. Like that is the game is so long. There's so much depth to it that by the time you beat the game, we'll be out of quarantine. So
that's facts.
Yeah. Lastly, we'll finish up with the highest selling video game console of all time. PlayStation 2 just turned 20 in Japan. So it's been 20 years since that box has graced our presence. Justin, what's your some of your fond memories of the PS2?
For me, it was the horror games. Like I think they had the best library of horror games. Everybody knows I love horror. Fatal Frame, of course, my favorite. Fatal Frame 2, my favorite horror game of all time. To me, the best horror game of all time. Hunting Ground. There was, of course, the amazing RPGs we got. Rogue Galaxy, the Star Ocean series. Final Fantasy X was on there. Final Fantasy 12, I guess. I mean, Kingdom Hearts was on PS2. So, you know, the excessive library that they had is just absolutely amazing. It was just, you're probably not gonna see another era like that again. I don't think so. I don't think you're gonna have a library as stacked as the PS2, the GameCube, and that Xbox era, that first generation era with them. That era, yeah, I don't think you're gonna see a library as stacked as those 3 consoles had.
Man, let me speak on, like you said, that era. I remember that's when I show my age. I first went to college when that era was getting started. And I went to college to make video games. And I remember seeing the graphics at the time for some of those games and just how amazing how they really stepped gaming up PS2, GameCube, Xbox to another level, right? And Dreamcast did as well. But it was just like, what the hell? But I'll tell my quick PS2 story. I remember I moved to California. My brothers were still in New York, and they wanted the PlayStation 2. So this was before the internet really, like, you were able to just buy stuff from your phone. So I remember I went to Gamestop when it was good, and I bought a PS2, and I bought, like, a ton of games, used and not used. And, dude, I went to the mail, to the post office, and I sent, like, this huge box of PS2s, like 10 games, 2 controllers. Dude, it was probably the best gift ever. I'm saying that to say I hope my brothers still remember that because that cost a lot of money, but that was probably the coolest gift I ever given anyone in my life. And it wasn't anybody's birthday. I just did it because they wanted it. So, But before we go, Justin, any last words?
Yeah. Just on a more serious note, for anybody that's watching, that's probably feeling uncertainty, fear, those who probably lost their jobs or laid off right now, don't give up. Be faithful. Trust in your friends. Trust in your family. If you're God-fearing or God-believing person, trust in God. And don't give in to fear. There's nothing to panic about. Keep yourself safe. I don't understand the toilet paper thing. Think of the elderly as well. I don't understand the toilet paper thing, but I'm just saying, all seriousness, check on friends that have kids, that have to watch their kids. Check on your elderly, so let's do our best to help each other. That's pretty much what I want to say.
Couldn't say it no better. So thank you guys for taking the time out and watching the show and listening. Until next month, have a great one.
Later days.